Shalom, Ellen.
Hi, Rabbi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Um, this is technically Rabbi Galit's time. This is her service, but I noticed that when I was tuning in that there was no service going on, so I'm going to see how she's doing, and at the same time, I'm going to make sure that we get the service today.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Um,
Second night of Passover, so maybe she was thinking it wasn't a service.
Perhaps I think that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
did you do anything last night?
Yes, I went to my friend Joy and Judith's house and we had a wonderful Seder.
Nice.
We had a wonderful Seder, and I brought my friend Kim over, who hasn't been exposed to Judaism too much, but she likes it. And so I invited her to come to Seder, and she really enjoyed it.
Oh, good.
So that was great.
It's always nice. That's one of my favorite parts is bringing new people and, getting to share the warmth of our traditions with others. It feels good.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to log on to Facebook and see if we have anyone watching there. I saw Ellen Rose was here for a second and then she left before I could admit her to the Zoom.
Oh,
I hope she comes back. Come back, Ellen.
come back, Ellen Rose. Come back, Ellen Rose.
Oh, Rocio is here. Oh, good. I'm glad I checked Facebook. Shalom, Rocio. Welcome. Pesach Sameach to you. Um,
Isaac Sameach.
okay, good. That looks like that's settled. I'll come check on you guys on Facebook in a second. So today's the first day of the Omer.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have that slide, unfortunately, set up, but we can say it, because I didn't expect to be doing this right now. But let's get it started. And if Rabbi Gilit shows up, Rabbi, this is all for you. It's all yours. But until then, let's get it going with some Hine Matov, everybody. Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. I'm turning on my microphone. Hopefully that sounds a little bit better. Matovu. Matovu. Ohalecha Yaakov. Mishkenotecha Yisrael. I'll continue now with the Baruch Hu. I see a lot of people right here on the Zoom, but I'm going to pick Ellen Friedman. Would you like to would you like to Baruch Hu in English or in Hebrew for us this evening?
Sure. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Yay! Blessed is the holy presence, the unity that brings us together right now and throughout all of time. Oh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Baruch atah Adonai hamariv aravim. It is wonderful to be on this planet right now as light turns to darkness, and we pray that our souls will be recovered tomorrow morning when we awake. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim אותנו למדת, על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו, נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע ימם ולילה, ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. Ellen Friedman, would you like to read the English for us?
Sure. Your love has embraced us always, in wilderness and promised land, in good times and in bad. Night and day your Torah sustains us, reviving the spirit, delighting the heart, informing the soul, opening the eyes, granting us a glimpse of eternity. Because of your love, we shall embrace Torah night and day in devotion and delight. Beloved are you, Adonai, whose Torah reflects your love.
Thank you, Ellen. And you know, Barbara Kirsch says thank you, Ellen, and so does yeah, Barbara says hello. Barbara says shalom. Shalom to Andre. Shalom to Rosia.
Shalom.
This is nice. We have a lot of people here. It's not just you and me, Ellen. This is wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us on Facebook, everybody. So, yes, wonderful job reading, Ellen. We will continue now. Would you like to
Thank
read with
you.
me now? Would,
Hmm?
would you like to want to do it reverse? Do you want to read the first part and I'll read you are revealed?
Oh, sure.
Go for it.
In the stories of our past,
You are revealed.
in the laws you gave us at Mount Sinai,
You are revealed.
in the questions that we ask and the answers that we might find,
You are revealed.
in the light that burns off fog and in the darkness that swallows grief,
You are revealed.
in my questing doubts and fear, and in the joy of dreams come true,
You are revealed.
in all blessings that surround us that seem and unseen, those seen and unseen.
You are revealed.
Blessed are you for opening our senses to all of your revelations.
You live in the glow of the heart. You live in the pain and the joy of life. You live when we choose life and blessing. You live in the still small voice of conscience. You live in our unending search for truth. You live in our breath when we unite and call you one. Together in Hebrew we say, Baruch
Baruch atah Adonai
Ohed
Elohim
O Yisrael.
Elmo Israel.
Blessed are you, Adonai, who loves your people, Israel. Shema time, Ellen Friedman. You want to go for it?
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Are we a minion? That's a good question, Barbara. Depends on how many cats and dogs you count among us. I think we're close if we count animals. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלבדך בדרך ובשופטך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Before we finish with the Emet, Ellen, would you like to read the translation for us?
You shall love your Adonai, your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. And these words which I command you this day, you shall take to heart. Teach them diligently to your children, and recite them at home and away, night and day. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and as a reminder above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates. Then you will remember and observe all my mitzvot and be holy before your God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who is truth. Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Amen. Yay. That's excellent.
Thank you.
We can just get something ready over here. I'm looking up a way I can do the Omer online with showing it. Anyway, we haven't gotten there yet, so I'll have another chance. Mi chamocha time. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi chamocha neder bakodesh, nora tehilot oho sefele, nora tehilot oho sefele. This is from the Rabbi Deborah Mackenzie Siddur, and one of the things I like about her Siddur is the translations, the boldness, the italicizedness, the rhythm. It feels right. So, who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, and working wonders? As you divided the sea before Moses, your children saw your sovereignty. This is my God, they proclaimed, and said, Adonai shall reign forever. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu, sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu, umoenu. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol yomo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. That's not actually. This was I did the Craig Taubman tune, not the melody written here. And now it is time for the Amidah, everybody. If you're rising in spiritualness, if you want to rise physically, whatever you want to do, you want to rise and meet your ancestors with all the love that they're meeting us right now. Let the strength of this community and the strength of our ancestors give us the strength to search for our path back to the Blessed One. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Holy One, open up our lips that our mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Oh, highlights. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Hasdei Avot v'Imahot, u'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozeh u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayer Kol Atah Rav Lehoshiach, Morid Hatal. And we're going to count the Omer, which I didn't have up, but we can say Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sefirat al sefirat haomer hayom yom achad shel haomer. So mazel tov on us for counting the Omer. Mechakel chayim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofe cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha bal gevurot, umido melach, melech memit umechaye umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman atah lechayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol or hametim. We continue his prayer silently for a few moments. Ellen, would you like to sing the Yosei Shalom for us? Where'd it go? We're not there yet. Never mind. Hold that thought. Modim anachnu lach, we proclaim that you are Adonai of our God and the God of our ancestors throughout all of time. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shmicha elocha le'elehodot. Praised are you, Adonai, the essence of goodness, to whom it is worthy to praise. Now it's time for our Torah service. This is actually correct. This is what we're supposed to be reading today. It's part of the Exodus that we read every day, the first day of Passover. So let's open up the Torah. Let's open up the Ark together. Vayhi ben Aaron, vayomer Moshe, Kuma Adonai, miafutzu eivecha, mianusu mipanecha, ki mitzion tetze Torah, ki mitzion tetze Torah, udavar Adonai, Yerushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Le'amo Yisrael bihikdushato. Time for the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. You can repeat. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadlul Adonai iti, Umeromama Shemo Yachdav. My voice cracked. Lecha l'Adonai hagedura v'hagvura v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'hahod ki chol b'shamayim uvaretz ki chol b'shamayim uvaretz lecha Adonai hamamlacha v'hamitnaseh lechol lerosh. Can I get a Rome move from Ellen in New York?
Ramenu, where is it?
It's not on the screen. My fault. But you did a great job for a Phantom Roman.
Erev Tov,
Erev
Tov.
Look at we got Ellen squared again. Dude, this is great. Welcome. I'm happy you made it, Ellen.
Thank you.
Would you like to take this aliyah since you're here?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Right.
Baruch et Adonai HaMavarach.
Baruch Adonai Varach Le'olam Vayed.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bechar Banu Mechol Ha'amim V'tanu Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. So we can do this in English. Moses summoned the elders of Israel and said to them, "Draw forth or buy for yourselves sheep for your families and the slaughter of the Passover sacrifice." Ellen Friedman, would you like to take line number 22?
And you shall take a bunch of hyssop and immerse it in the blood that is in the basin, and you shall extend it to the lintel and to the two doorposts, the blood that is in the basin. And you shall not go out, any man from the entrance of his house, until morning.
Ellen Rose, would you like to read the next line, please?
Yes, thank you. The Lord will pass to smite the Egyptians, and he will see the blood on the lintel and on the doorposts. And the Lord will pass over the entrance, and he will not permit the destroyer to enter your houses to smite you.
Hey, we got the word pass over. That's pretty cool. For those who are reading this for the first time, that is in fact where it's from. Now I shall read, "And you shall keep this matter as a statute for you and for your children forever." And that is the reason we're here today. That line right there is what started this whole religion. And the first holiday we ever had was Passover. The first thing that ever happened to us as a people was being freed from slavery in Egypt and walking to the promised land. And
Right.
this line right here, the last few lines, but this line in particular is where it all started and why we do everything we do still. Everything from the big deal stuff like just, fighting for our right to pray equally at the Western Wall, like Ellen watches every month on the beginning of the month with the Women of the Wall, all the way down to searching for chametz, to, in my case, we rearranged the time of the Seder so that everyone would be able to come, because it was more important to be inclusive than it was to be exactly right about the day we're having our Seder. We're having ours on Saturday night. And so
It's Passover.
It is
So
exactly,
what the heck?
we have, it going through the desert takes time. So, and
Rabbi, may I ask?
absolutely.
There was a question asked at the Seder last night. They said, why is it 7 days? Now, I use the explanation that, well, Hashem took 7 days, well, the six, and then the seventh day was a special day for the creation of the world. So that's why seven is so important. Is there another answer, or is that correct?
That's the answer I've heard because I've done it 7 days my whole life, but they do it, some people do 8 days. And
Right,
That's
I
the
do.
diaspora. Yeah, that's the diaspora. But in Israel, originally it was 7 days.
that's what I
The
understand.
diaspora, that I think is more rabbinic. It's not in the Torah that it's 8 days. That's rabbinic
I think you're right. I think you're right about that.
because
That's okay. It can be
because
rabbinic.
yeah, no, what I'm saying is
Rabbinic is
no,
not a bad word.
exactly. What I'm saying that it's not, it comes from an interpretation where it's not exactly what was in the Torah because the rabbi said at that time, well, they didn't have telephones and they didn't know anything. They didn't know when it was going to be it was going to be a Shabbat or when it was going to be a festival. So they said, okay, you have, first of all, we have to tell from town to town. And well, maybe one town won't hear it in time. So in order to cover everything, they made it 2 days. That was the reasoning that I have learned all my life. But
Yes.
if we're talking about Israel, it's 7 days. And everything really is based, when the Torah is based on what happens in Israel, and everything else becomes that
Rabbinic.
really is becomes rabbinic. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. And also there's the cultural factor of when this originally Passover was celebrated as a festival in Jerusalem, and that's the only place it was celebrated. And there's traffic in ancient Israel just like there was modern day, so it takes people to get there. And then
Right.
also Jerusalem being a city has a bunch of people living in it who don't produce their own food. And a lot of homeless people, a lot of people who are poor. It was a real place like any city. And a lot of times they use the festivals and the sacrifices after they were done being sacrifices, even if it's not allowed. They would go to feed the homeless, they would go to feed the lesser, people who also, when we slaughter animals, you have to be able to feed. There's no refrigeration. You have to eat all of that right away. So I think it's important that there's enough time for all of the food to be consumed by everybody, and there's nothing left to waste. I think that we wanted to distinguish ourselves from the Egyptians, for whom you didn't do that. It was all, very, very quickly, everything done, and it's all for the Pharaoh. We were trying to make it more democratic. That's what I've been told. That's what I was taught in Hebrew school. But I'm sure there are more reasons than that. Ellen Friedman, did you know of any reason for 8 versus 7?
I don't. It's just that's how I was raised, that it was 8 days. Pesach was 8 days full.
I always got confused because Hanukkah is 8 days. So, and Hanukkah makes a big deal about being 8 days. You will never mistake Hanukkah for 7 days, especially if there are presents involved.
Right.
But it's also, that's very specific because I think in some other holidays, also a Sukkot.
Right.
In Israel, it's only 7 days.
Right.
I mean, that was very specific to Israel and the Israelite.
I think you're right about the word of mouth thing being a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, since we just read from the Torah, Ellen, would you like to finish out with the last part of the Torah reading?
Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chai olam nam
Nata.
Batokanu Baruch atah Adonai noten Torah.
Amen.
Amen.
Barbara Kirsch says, Yasher Koach, Ellen Rose, for your reading, from Barbara on Facebook.
Toda rabah.
So that was the video I played yesterday of the Rugrats Passover, and we got a copyright strike for it. If you've noticed, if you try to watch yesterday's Ma'ariv, Viacom doesn't think we should have played Rugrats Passover for 90 seconds. You tell me.
Oh my.
Anyway, now I would like to ask Ellen Friedman to sing Oseh Shalom for us.
Oh, say shalom, yeah, say shalom, shalom aleinu, Yalkal Yisrael, yeah, say shalom, yeah, say shalom, shalom aleinu, Yalkal Yisrael, yeah, say shalom, yeah, say shalom, shalom aleinu, Yalkal Yisrael, yeah, say shalom. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'yalkal Yisrael.
Amen. Now we send out healing energy.
I forgot the first line. Oh, say shalom to
Yeah, but you
Mama.
got straight to the command. Oseh Shalom b'Ramav is very nice, but Ya'aseh Shalom is the directive. And I like
Yeah,
you got to the point, which is what we do. Speaking of the point, we're sending healing energy out now from all of us with all of
right.
these hearts full of love, full of connection to everyone in the world who might need any kind of healing, any kind of motivation, any kind of oomph to get them from where they are to where they want to be. Ellen Friedman, would you like to say the names of anyone you're thinking of this evening?
Yes, I need prayer very desperately tonight. Work issues are at the peak, and my hip is bothering me so badly.
Oh,
So please pray for
Refuah
me.
Shlema, Refuah Shlema, big hugs, hugs. Feel good, feel
Thank
good.
you.
big hugs to you, Ellen. Big, big hugs from Sim Shalom to you.
Thank you.
Ellen Rose.
Thank you. All those who are suffering physically, emotionally, and spiritually around the world, especially Medinat Yisrael. All those Sim Shalomers, especially Ellen Friedman,
Thank you.
who are in need of Refuah Shlema. Bill Ben N, Bill Ben B, Alexandra Bat Aurora, Esperanza, Sarah B, Marlene Balchaya, Todaraba.
Tadalach. Thank you, Ellen. We're thinking of everyone you just named. I'm looking on the Facebook from Sharon Jaffe. She says Yasher Koach, Ellen and Ellen. Both Ellens get Yasher Koach from Sharon.
Thank you.
Andre says Andrea is sending healing energy to Andrea Bad Marcia and Lou Ben Atug. We are thinking and sending prayer to all of those who need energy. Thank you, Andre. From Sharon Jaffe, she's thinking of Georgette, Eric, Carrie, Larice, Christina, Sharon, David, Daniel, Stephen, Ellen Friedman, Granny Franny, thank you. Willow, thank you. Brady's dad, Robin, Stephen, Louise, Hank, and all those who need any type of healing. Amen. From the big heart of Sharon Jaffe through Sim Shalom to all the world. And then also Andre adds a Roland, Ben, Margaret, sending a lot of healing energy to you, Roland. And my names have been listed already. Thank you, Sharon, Granny Franny, and Willow. Also thinking of Al's wife, who is going through sciatica issues, and scoliosis, I think. And I wanted to remember one more name. Oh yeah, Ellen Friedman. For you.
Thank you.
So, Ellen, would you like to sing? Ellen Friedman, would you like to sing the Misha Berach for us?
Can I pass on that?
Yeah,
one?
absolutely. I'll do it for you.
Thank you.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor Habracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
Amen.
Mishe Berach Imotenu Mekor Habracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us
And let us say,
Amen.
Amen.
From all of us here at Seam Shalom on Facebook and on Zoom and on YouTube in time to come, we wish everyone on the list tonight all the healing in the world. We are with you and we love you. We are praying for the healing energy of the world to overtake all of the evil in the world generally, but specifically for the people listed. Kari Shalem. Yikral v'yikra shemei Rabba, v'yomad yivrach yirtei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'yomechon, u'chaydachol Beit Yisrael, b'hagala, u'vizman kariv, v'yimeru, Amen. Yehi shmei
Yehishme Rabba Mavora,
alamu
Leom
leomaya,
Leomaya,
Yitbarach,
Esbara,
Yitbarach, Vishtabach, Vitmar, Vitraman, Vitnase, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shemeda Kudsha,
Miracle,
Elamin Kol Birchata, Bishirata, Tushmechata, Benechemata, Damihiran Bialma, Vimeru, Amen.
Amen,
Ishlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimeru. Amen.
Amen,
Osei Shalom B'mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimeru.
Amen.
Please rise in body or in spirit for the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol latet gdula liotzer breshit shelo asanu kikuye haratzot velo samanu kimishpachot hadama shelo sam chelkenu kahem v'gohor aleinu kechol hamonam ve'anachnu korim u'shtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד. Also, ושמו אחד. Absolutely. Pray for the safety of everyone in Medinat Yisrael, especially right now as rockets are being fired indiscriminately from the north and from the south right on Passover. We are thinking of all of the people huddled in bomb shelters, all of the children going to school. We think of everyone who needs any kind of spiritual resilience. May they find it in their loved ones and in themselves right now so that we can weather this storm of violence together. מי שברך אבותינו ואימותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב שרה רחל ולאה הוא יברך את חושבי מדינת ישראל בשלום. And now it is the time to do the Mourner's Kaddish, where we think of our loved ones, anyone who has visited us spiritually. Sharon says prayers for Eretz Yisrael. Absolutely. Lots and lots of prayers for everyone in Eretz Yisrael right now. Anyone who's observing a yard site, the anniversary of someone's passing, or if you are in mourning of someone who passed recently, or if you've just been visited by someone's spirit, now is the time to recall them so we can collect our spirits together and remember those who have passed. Ellen Friedman, would you like to go first?
I'd like to remember my sister, Helene Goldenberg, who passed away on April 2nd, several years ago.
Remembering your sister. Ellen in New York.
Thank you. All those who have nobody to say Kaddish for them. Anne M. Toda Rabba.
Toda. Remembering everybody who has no one to say Kaddish for them, as well as Anne. I'm looking here on the Facebook crowd. I don't see anyone here, but we'll revisit that after the prayer. So if you haven't gotten your names yet, we'll get them later. All right, please join me, if you like, reading the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba.
Rabba.
Divrach
Yamein
yitei
Bakute,
v'yamlich
Malchute.
v'chayechon
Yechol,
v'yamechon
Yechol,
v'chayei
Yechol,
d'chol Beit
Yisrael.
Ba'agal
Ba'adara,
Ba'man
Nan,
Kariv.
Zarif, Imru. Amen.
Yehi shmei
Yehishmei Rabba
Le'olam
Mvrak, Le'olam,
Maya.
Vilmei,
Yitbarach
Yitorah,
Yishabach
Yistabach,
Ar
Vistabar,
V'tamam
Vistamam,
V'yaseh
Vistase,
V'yitadar
Vitadar,
V'yitaleh
Vitalal,
V'yitalal
Vitalal,
Shemei
Shmei,
Sha
Jidirisa,
Richu.
Miracle.
Le'ela,
Leila
Birchata,
Minto Birkata
Shibata,
Vishirata
Tushbachata,
Tushbaka Venekamata
Damiran,
Damiran Delma Viembru.
Amen.
Amen.
Yehesh
Yehi
Lama
Shlama Ra
Va'im
Main
Shemaya,
Kavaya
Chaim Aleinu
Yatayim
Ve'kol
Tadinu Yakol
Yisrael
Yisrael
V'imru,
Vimru.
Amen.
Amen.
Osei
Osei
Shalom
Shalom
Amav,
Minya.
Hu Ya'aseh
Uyase
Shalom,
Shalom.
Aleinu Ve'al Kol
Aleinu Yakol
Yisrael,
Yisrael
Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel,
Vimru Tevel
Imru,
Vimru.
Amen.
Amen.
And that is our service right now. Erev Tov, everyone. Chag Sameach. Thank you for
Chag
counting. Don't bear
Sameach.
with me. I intend to count every day this year without missing a single one, and we're off to a good start, the three of us, and those of us on Facebook and YouTube joining us. So it feels good, you know? It feels good to start
Yes.
something new, to be fresh,
Yeah.
to allow yourself to think of yourself as on the first step of something. It's a really good thing. It feels
Right.
good.
Well, we have to go all the way to Sinai. Now we have to count the 50 days so we get there.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Part of the reason I think we count is so that we realize we don't want to start counting backwards. If you run away, then you start having to count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you don't want to do that. No one wants to go back to slavery. So
No.
no, it's the Jewish version of Harriet Tubman's gun that she pulled on anyone who decided that they were done with this freedom seeking thing. Let me go back. So it's our version of that in a nice way. And I was thinking of Harriet Tubman. I don't know when her yard site is, but she visited me in my thoughts recently. So for Mourner's Cottage, thinking of you, Harriet, may your freedom-seeking badassness be part of all of our lives forever.
Right.
Amen.
Amen.
We also, Sharon Jaffe says Chag Sameach, and Kaddish for all who have no one. That's very lovely. Thank you. Also, Ephraim Ben Usher, David Ena, Gladys and Harry Goldstein, Anna Kaplan, and Seymour. And we have, okay, I think that's it. Well, everyone, have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful second Seder if you're going to do that tonight, you have going on for the rest of the evening. Tomorrow we're going to do the beginning of Tal, which we just said it. Today was the preview, but we're going to do of Tal officially tomorrow, and we're also going to have Yizkor, one of our 4 times when we remember deeply those who have passed. So come with your remembrances with your loved ones tomorrow for Yizkor and the celebration of Tal, the newness of it all.
Chag
Thank
Sameach.
Chag
Shabbat
Sameach.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for
Bye.
coming.